My name is Megan McGoldrick and I'm a junior in high school. It is my passion to help find a way to increase the food supply and to decrease the number of starving people found in the world I live in. Together, my Girl Scout troop and I have introduced an environmental justice club to my school, which will educate students on food waste as well as manage a garden that will grow local produce. Did you know that almost 800 million people in the world do not have enough food to eat every day? That is 800 million people who are malnourished, struggling to keep themselves or their children alive for less than $2.50 a day. How can we, as a human race, help provide the food that these 800 million people need to survive? Is there a method we can use to provide food not only locally, but globally as well? There is a solution that could help end world hunger: genetically modified organisms, or GMOs. Although some media outlets have given GMOs a bad reputation, GMOs can help feed the world by allowing easier access to food and by preventing further damage to the environment. It is true that GMOs have gotten a bad reputation from some media outlets, especially in America. Companies have begun to sell genetically modified products without labeling them. It has been said that GMOs can cause sickness and disease, and that they are simply not good for you. Although the several experiments produced to test these claims prove them to be false, people as a whole disapprove of GMOs because they do not know the benefits they can have on a starving community. GMOs can help feed the world in several ways. First, they allow easier access to food all around the world. Crops can be genetically altered to grow places where they could not be grown before. In many parts of the world, soil is not fertile and is not in good enough condition to grow fruits, vegetables, or even grass. For example, communities located near bodies of water lack the soil needed to yield healthy crops. Genetically modified crops can not only grow in these conditions, but can also grow more rapidly than crops that are not genetically modified. Genetically modified grass would also provide a food source for livestock and would therefore increase the amount of available food as well. This increase in food would cause prices to drop, allowing food to be more affordable for families living in poverty. GMOs grown on a local scale also benefit communities because they decrease the need to travel to obtain food. Those who cannot travel long distances to local markets or to large farms could plant genetically modified crops in small gardens within their communities. Crops can be grown in fields like this one, which is right down the street from my house. Second, GMOs would also prevent further damage to the environment. A big part of the inability to grow crops comes from the condition of the environment. Pesticides destroy land and leave chemical residue in the air that we breathe. Pesticides can be toxic to humans, so having them floating around in the air can cause irritation or even death over a long period of time. If these are the effects pesticides have on people, imagine the effects they have on crops and the soil they thrive in. Bodies of water are also home to the pesticides that seep into them from the soil. These pesticides can kill fish and other food found in water, and they also pollute the freshwater streams and lakes people need to survive. The use of GMOs can almost eliminate the need for pesticides. Crops can be genetically modified to repel pests on their own. These crops would not be harmful to humans and would protect the Earth's land, water, and air. GMOs also significantly reduce the greenhouse gas emissions from other popular farming techniques. The amount of carbon dioxide seeping into the atmosphere will be lessened, and that would have a positive effect on the environment as a whole. GMOs would allow easier access to food and would provide cheaper, more local foods for communities living in poverty. GMOs would also prevent further damage to the environment and make the environment readily available to grow crops. The human race as a whole loves simplicity, and growing crops that can thrive in more diverse soils, climates, and can repel their own pests is simple. Tonight, when you're sitting around the dinner table, listen for the 800 million cries from people all across the world who are dying because they do not have enough to eat. We can help save these 800 million people from dying. We can help suppress this hunger that is eating them alive. We can work together to promote GMOs and to help feed the world.